Every relationship starts with initiating. Every relationship that you all have in your lives all has one thing in common. All of us have had a starting point. But this is the phase where basically you do find yourself meeting somebody and you show that you're someone worth talking to. You're a dude or a gal who's really worth somebody paying attention to and striking up a conversation with. You're going to meet somebody and basically have an opportunity to see whether or not you like the person. Yeah. Hi, my name's Patrick. I hope you remember it because you'll be screaming it later again. What you're doing here is, it's really not about the data that you're collecting. I mean, that's really not what this is about. It really is more you're sizing up what kind of a person this other individual is as you're getting to know them. What kind of responses they give tell you very much about their personality and whether you want to get to know more, that you feel like there's the potential for a friendship. And it either happens or it doesn't. You're looking for somebody who shares similar interests, things you can do together, and or a personality that you really appreciate and you like. And at some point, it either works out or you don't. Either they pass the test, if you want to look at it that way, a testing phase, that's what this is. This next stage, you're actually now in a relationship, the intensifying stage, the third stage in relationship formation and development. It's where people always try to get back to when they've had problems with a rocky relationship. Remember when we used to kiss all the time? Or you've decided this is somebody I want to have a friendship with, and maybe a friend with benefits. So, you'll like this person. This, for some of you, is perhaps the most fun stage in any relationship. But you actually have at this point a committed interpersonal relationship. You're as happy as you've ever been. Relationship satisfaction definitely is on the up. This person you would call this person your best friend or your lover or your partner. Maybe you live together, maybe not. So you have your own house or apartment that you share together. Because with that, you also then have some common obligations and debts. You have to pay the rent together. You have to pay the utilities together. You may have credit cards together, or you may go in on a car together. So you have shared obligations and debts. And of course, that dramatically changes things too. Whether you cohabit before marriage or not, that makes a big difference. Last stage, to the mountaintop, the very top of this, is bonding. Bonding is marriage. It's a public ceremony that you celebrate, by which you celebrate this intimate interpersonal relationship. You decide to say, look, we're going to make this public before everybody or anybody who is important to us. One thing that you also share in your own committed relationship, how even some aspects of the other person's identity becomes your own. This first stage, differentiation. And by the way, you don't have to be bonded or you don't have to be married to experience these stages, folks. This first one occurs really within your mind. What's interpersonal communication? Again, within. Sharing not with another person, but in your own mind. It's a stage of dissatisfaction where in your mind you start seeing things that you didn't see before. Now, you don't have to verbalize what you're saying, but in your mind you're thinking, oh my gosh, he actually didn't flush the toilet. Ew. In your mind you're already thinking, wow, this person's something of a slob, or this isn't what I thought it was. At this point, your stage of dissatisfaction is out in the open, interpersonal, sharing of ideas between two people. You're actually fighting at this stage. Circumscribing actually refers to drawing a line. There are some topics that you don't want to talk about, and we're not going to.
I'm out of here. Oh. You know what? I don't even have to leave. This is my house.
Hey, what's going on here?
This is none of your business. That's what's going on here.
So we're talking about actually stagnation, which is also not a very good stage to be in. Basically, nothing's happening here. This is the stage where you're bored. You're bored with the person, you're bored with the relationship. And they're both tired of each other. And they've had fights after fights, and they're beginning to really call it off. And so the question is, are you in the stage of your relationship, or have we not been in our lives in a stage where you're tired of the person or you're tired of the relationship itself? Relationships are a lot like sharks. If they don't keep moving forward, they die. And what we basically have here is a dead shark. Then they go to this 9th stage, where you really start to begin the end of the relationship. You really start avoiding each other. You have these certain communication patterns that you can see. You're withdrawing. This is the stage where you'd say, I think we need a break. It could be a friendship where you stop calling each other, you don't answer somebody's calls. It's indirect. You know, oh, I'd really like to, but I really can't. I'm really busy, or I don't feel well, or you're making excuses why you don't want to be with the person. So, or maybe you're direct. Maybe you actually say to the person, you know, I think we need some space, but maybe we just need a break for a while. I didn't mean divorce. No, I didn't say that. Last stage, termination, divorce, basically. You basically decide to separate physically and in other ways too. Still, of course, separating yourself. You're living apart from there. You have to tell people a story. What happened? You always have to have some kind of narrative, some kind of story that you're a generous soul, so you're going to say, you know, both of us, we just didn't work out. Or this is your opportunity to say, he's such an idiot. You just didn't know.